Hello everyone, welcome to agriculture. We are still doing farm budgets, and this is the last lesson in this topic known as farm budgets. So this is how we have been moving from the time we started this topic up to the time we are finishing with break-even analysis. Now let us discuss how to calculate break-even analysis. So before going into the actual calculations, one must be able to determine the variable unit cost. So you need to determine the variable cost of producing 1 unit of the product you are selling. For example, you are a farmer who is growing maize, so you sell your maize in batch. So you need to determine the variable costs you have incurred per bag of maize you are selling. So you calculate the variable cost based on the product you are selling, one unit of the product you are selling. If you are selling eggs, you also identify how much have you put in order for you to have that one egg. Another important thing, you need to determine the total fixed costs. So fixed costs are defined as the cost to keep your business operating even if you didn't produce any product. So let us say you determine your monthly total fixed costs at 25,000. So for example, you are a farmer who is growing maize for sale, so you need to calculate all the fixed costs which have helped you to produce that yield. So you need to determine the total fixed costs, while the first one was you to determine the variable of unit cost. So these are a little bit different because the variable cost, you are looking at the one product you are selling, how much have you put in the one product you are selling in terms of the variable cost, while the total fixed cost, you calculate all the fixed costs which have helped you to have that yield. So these are a little bit different. So another parameter, you need to determine unit selling price. So determine the unit selling price for your product. So for example, if you are selling maize in bags, you need to determine the unit selling price. For example, you can say I'll be selling my maize at 12,500 kwacha per bag. Or if you are selling in kgs, you need also to determine the unit selling price. For example, I will be selling my maize at 300 kwacha per kg. So the other important thing, you need to determine the unit selling price. And the fourth thing, you need to determine sales volume and unit price. You need to determine sales volume and unit price. So here the break-even point will change as the sales volume for the product and unit price changes. So you need to determine sales volume and unit price. At this point, let us look at the formula to use in break-even analysis or break-even point. So these formula have been categorized into two. The formula for calculating break-even point, but in terms of amount or in terms of units. So you can calculate the amount in which the amount needed to be produced in order for you not to make losses or not to make profits. So this amount can be calculated as break-even point in terms of units is equal to total fixed costs, the total fixed costs which we were discussing, divided by the selling price. But this selling price is per unit, and minus variable cost per unit again, not total variable cost but variable cost per unit. So this formula is used to calculate the amount in which you need to produce in order for you not to make profits and losses. Another part is the break-even target price. So as I've already said, that the break-even analysis helps you to come up with the price which you can you can take it as a reference in order for you to come with the price which you make profit. So this break even target price is the price which you don't make profits or losses. So the formula used is break even point target price is equal to, here now is total variable costs. So you need to calculate all the variable costs, not variable cost per unit, but total variable cost plus total fixed cost over production level. And it's like your capacity, how much have you produced. So that one is a production level. So these are the most important formula to use in a break even point, to find break even point. Break even point in terms of units amount, and the break even point in terms of price. So here are our examples. So the first example is asking us to find the break even but in terms of units or in terms of amounts. So the other one is also asking us to find the break even point but in terms of the price. So let's move on to the now. Let us find the solution to first question. So first question needs us to calculate how many bags we need in order to break even. So you can see the question is talking about the break even point in terms of units, because we have been asked to calculate the amount or the quantity. So the proper formula to use is this one, because it talks about units or amount. So break-even point or units is equal to fixed cost. So here it has to be total fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost also per unit you are selling, the product you are selling. So the proper formula or the proper formula to use is that one, because in our question we have been asked to find the quantity. Now let us summarize all the information being given in our first question. So we have been given the unit selling price to be 12,000 kwacha per bag, and also the unit variable cost per bag, which is also 8,000. And we have also been given the total fixed costs of about 10 million kwacha. And the formula to use is this one, just because we have been asked to calculate the quantity or the amount. So it will be total fixed cost divided by selling unit price per unit and variable cost per unit. So it's just a matter of substitution. So where there is total fixed cost, we are going to put 10 million, and where the selling price per unit, you are going to put 12,000, and where there is variable cost, you are going to put 8,000. So after doing some calculations, we find that the break-even point in terms of units is equal to 2,500 bags, because in our selling price is being sold at 12,000 per bag. So and variable costs are also in per bag. So that's why we have put our units as 2,500 bags. Had it been our product was being sold at per kg, we could have indicated that it's 2,500 per 2,500 kgs. Now let's move to question number 2, which is asking us to find the price in which his tobacco should be bought for him not to lose money, or in other words, we need to calculate break-even point in terms of targeted price in order for him not to lose money. So here we are talking of the price. So the proper formula to use is break-even point, but in terms of targeted price. So the formula, which is total variable cost. So now we calculate all the variable costs plus the total fixed cost divided by production level. Or we can also use this formula break-even point per target price is equal to total cost over production level. So sometimes they don't specify which one is a variable cost and which one is a total fixed cost, so they just put in one package. So so if they have put in one package, of course, for us, we know that they have included the variable cost and the total fixed cost, and that's why the formula changes to total cost divided by production level. Now let us summarize our question and calculate the break-even point per targeted price. So we have total cost, so they have indicated total cost, but for us it means that they have included the fixed and the variable cost. So sometimes, as I've already said, that they just put all the costs in one package without specifying that which one is the fixed cost and which one is the variable cost. So here they have been given the total cost of 827,803, and we also have production level, which is the same as yield, of 1,400 kgs per hectare. So you need also to be very clever, because sometimes they also give in for example 1,400 kgs per hectare, but in the question given that the farmer had a land of about 3 hectares, so you need to be very careful there. So the production level, which is also yield, is equal to 1,400 kgs per hectare, and in our question they didn't specify how many hectares were there, so we just take that one as a total yield per hectare. Now the formula to use is break-even point target price is equal to total cost over production level. We have used this one because they didn't specify which one is our variable cost and which one is our fixed cost, so they have just combined. So that's why we have used total cost over production level. Then here is just a matter of substitution. So where there's total cost, we're going to put that figure divided by the yield. Now we get the break-even point, which is target price in Kwacha, which is 591 29 tambara per kg. So that price is the price which a farmer can sell without losing or without making profit. So that price is known as break-even target price. So in the question they have said we need to convert that one in dollars. So here is the conversion, which is 591.28 tambara divided by the rate. So in dollars, 591.29 tambara is $1.487. So that one is the break-even point. So if a farmer is selling at that one, it means that farmer has not incurred losses or profits. So that one is a break-even point in terms of target price. So therefore the tobacco should be bought at $1.49 for a farmer to break even, just to recover his costs. So this is how we calculate break-even analysis, and this has marked the end of this topic known as farm budgets. So this marks the end of today's lesson, and we have also finished this topic known as farm budgets. So next lesson we are going to learn the other new topic in agriculture. So remember, here we are only doing the topics which give more headache to most students. So any new topic, we are going also to do a topic which brings more confusion to students. So please don't miss the next class.